5 massive petals covered in spots, 1 enormous center chamber, and a scent that's, let's just say it's definitely unforgettable. Introducing Rafflesia, the gigantic parasitic jungle plant.
Hi, I'm Tasha the Amazon, and you're watching Floralogic. Rafflesia arnoldii is the biggest flower in the world. These guys can weigh up to 7 kilograms and stretch up to 1 meter across.
Now maybe some of you are thinking, hey, isn't a flower like Titan arum way taller? Sure, but technically that plant is made up of many tiny flowers.
Rafflesia arnoldii is the biggest single flower, a lone beauty.
Rafflesia is extremely rare and only grows in the jungles of Southeast Asia. In Indonesia, where Rafflesia is the national flower, it's referred to as Padma, a term that originates from the Sanskrit word for lotus. In Sumatra, they call it Krubut, which means great flower. The biggest member of the genus got its scientific name from Joseph Arnold, the first European botanist to have found one and made it back to Europe with his notes intact. Arnold named the flower Rafflesia arnoldii, after himself, of course, and the leader of the expedition, Sir Stamford Raffles.
Though it was actually Arnold's Malay guide who pointed out the plant on the expedition, despite sharing none of the naming glory. Typical.
The name Great Flower is well earned. Rafflesia has no stems, no leaves, and no roots. It only grows as a parasitic plant inside vines on the jungle floor, specifically one type of woody vine in the genus Tetrastigma. The parasite threads its way through its host vine's tissue, stealing its water and nutrients and growing stronger. When a bud finally manages to break through the vine's bark, it develops for about 10 months. By the time it's ready to bloom, the bud generally measures 12 inches in diameter.
The largest bud on record was 43 centimeters across. That's as big as a beach ball.
Finally, the flower blooms. In a process that takes several hours, the fleshy lobes unfold and bam, the Rafflesia in all its glory.
Bloomed Rafflesia has 5 leathery red-spotted petals.
They converge into a center chamber that resembles a massive pot. Is anyone else getting Val Plume vibes here? The center is large enough to hold 6 liters of water. Inside the opening are a bunch of spiky protrusions called proboscis.
Researchers still aren't exactly sure what the proboscis do, but one theory is that they produce heat that intensifies the plant's stench. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention the Rafflesia stinks?
Rafflesia mimics the smell of rotting, dead animals, just like the Titan arum, or the corpse flower. The leathery, red, warty petals mimic flesh, and little hairs inside its center complete the illusion.
But why would you want to look and smell like a decomposing carcass? Hello, flies.
Carrion flies are immediately attracted to the male Rafflesia's stench and color. They buzz their way into the center hoping to find food and a place to lay their eggs. Once they're inside, a sticky mass of pollen is deposited on their backs.
In a perfect world, the flies would then transport the pollen from the male plant to the female plant for cross-pollination. But that plan only works if there's a nearby female Rafflesia. And since this flower is so rare, that barely ever happens.
It doesn't help that the flower doesn't live very long. Less than a week after its bloom, the Rafflesia rots and dies, leaving behind a slimy black mass. Kind of creepy looking, but then again, this is a parasite.
The Rafflesia was always rare, but now it's really, really rare. Of its 28 known species, 2 haven't been seen since the 1940s. Here's why.
Most buds never reach maturity or even get to bloom. They're often poached or harvested by locals, either to serve as a delicious Thai delicacy or to use in herbalism. Many believe that Rafflesia helps cure fevers, pain, and acts as a sexual stimulant.
Because nothing sets the mood like the smell of rotting flesh.
But the main reason Rafflesia is on the brink of extinction is deforestation. Humans are destroying its rainforests, and if its host vine gets destroyed, it has nowhere to grow. Hinging your species' survival on just one type of Southeast Asian vine? Pretty risky. But historically, that vine has fed the flower very well. So well that Rafflesia evolved into the biggest flower on Earth.
And that's nothing to sniff at. Get it? Sniff? Because it smells bad? I'll see myself out. So, what should we talk about next? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for new episodes of Floralogic every other week. Thanks for watching. See you later. Hi, I'm Tasha the Amazon, and you're watching Floralogic. Rafflesia arnoldi. Rafflesia arnoldii. I did it. Rafflesia arnoldii. Rafflesia arnoldii. Is that right? No. Rafflesia arnoldii. What is it? Rafflesia arnoldii is the biggest flower. Okay. Hi, I'm Tasha the Amazon, and you're watching Floralogic. Rafflesia arnoldii is the biggest flower in the world. These guys can weigh up to 7 kilograms and stretch up to 1 meter across.